In 2008, big banks made risky bets and sent our entire economy into a freefall. Millions of Americans lost their jobs, their savings, and their financial securities. As our economy has slowly improved, wealthy corporations and the 1% have seen their profits and incomes soar. At the same time, working families have seen their incomes stagnate and their prospects for a better future grow even dimmer. With more and more of our nation's wealth and income going to the top, the American dream and the middle class are at risk. President Obama and Democrats in Congress are working to increase the federal minimum wage.
It could mean the difference between groceries or the food bank, rent or eviction, scraping by or finally getting ahead.
But with the dysfunction in Washington, we can't wait for Congress to act. Public support for raising the minimum wage is growing, and we're getting the message out that minimum wage workers aren't just high school kids. In fact, the average minimum wage worker is 35 years old, and nearly a third of the minimum wage workers are raising children. States across the country, from California to New Jersey, have responded by raising their minimum wages. But in Maryland, the richest state in America with the third highest cost of living in the nation, our elected leaders have failed to raise the minimum wage above the federal level. Earning just $7.25 an hour, a full-time, year-round minimum wage worker in Maryland makes just $15,000 a year. According to the Economic Policy Institute, increasing that amount to $10.10 an hour would raise the income of nearly 500,000 working Marylanders. It would also inject nearly $500 million in Maryland's economy and create 4,000 new jobs.
It also help build up our communities. You know, we're able to go and buy things and do different things in our community because we have a little more money.
Last year, 1199 members determined it was time to act. With our allies, including faith, civil rights, labor, and community organizations, we create the Raise Maryland Coalition. Together, we have committed to pass a bill this year to raise the state's minimum wage to $10.10 an hour by 2016. We will also fight to raise the wages for tipped workers in Maryland who currently earn just half the minimum wage. Finally, our bill will index the minimum wage to inflation so that our lowest paid workers will not lose ground as the cost of rent, food, and transportation goes up. In 2013, we made great strides. We raised awareness and support through large actions, media outreach, and online activism. More Marylanders than ever say they support an increase to the state's minimum wage. We're using our political might to get elected leaders from across the state on board.
Bruce Gross took his family to City Hall last year to support a hike in the minimum wage.
I can't even raise my kids or my family on that type of money. I go through months where I have to make a decision of paying bills or getting food in the house for the children.
I worked in the hospitality industry for 10 years.
Today, Chantress Wiles is pleading the case. Baltimore City Hall is again calling state lawmakers to pass legislation to raise the minimum wage for Marylanders like Gross and Wiles.
You know you have to pay gas and electric, you have to pay rent, and you have to put food on your table to survive. The cost of these things go up, but the wages don't.
We came to say that Maryland needs a wage today.
This rally in Annapolis in March of this year failed to gather the support necessary in the Senate Finance Committee to move the bill to a vote. Supporters hope this year will be different.
Very seldom do minimum wage workers get what they're worth.
When we raise the minimum wage, we are raising the buying power for the people who are supporting our local economy.
Thanks to our advocacy and 1199 strength, Maryland Governor Martin O'Malley has pledged to make increasing the state's minimum wage his top priority. 1199 members will hold our governor and all our elected officials accountable to the pledge that they've made to Maryland's working families. We will continue to rally, speak out, and fight alongside our allies. 1199 members are standing up for a fair minimum wage. Along the way, we're building strong coalitions with our progressive allies and raising standards for all working families.